What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing today? And welcome back to another Clash Mini video on the channel. Gizmos have arrived. We are going to break down all 10 gizmos for you right now. Really quickly, what is a gizmo? A gizmo is like a building slash item that is now coming inside of Clash Mini in the next update. It is a very powerful troop. I guess you can call it a troop that is going to heavily increase your chances to win in battle. First, they are unlocked through the trophy road, starting at silver 3, then gold 3, then diamond 3. Let's go over these gizmos one by one. Starting it off, one of the first gizmos that you will unlock in silver 3 is going to be Hot Pot. Hot Pot boils in 8 seconds, summoning a Potter mini capable of dealing huge damage. Has 12 HP and is 2 stars required. All of these HP, damage, and everything like that is subject to change all the way up until the update arrives, as the balance is heavily going to be played, a factor. There's so much that changed in the game that everything can be subject to change. But Hot Pot right now, it is going to summon a little dude. It looks kind of almost like a mini P.E.K.K.A. It does a ton of damage and gets you huge value. Next up, we are going to have the Elixir Collector, also unlocked in silver 3. 14 HP, gains 1 elixir every few seconds. As you can see in the clip video, in this round, I gain a ton of elixir here, 5 elixir in round number 2, which is a huge advantage moving forward and is going to juice up my army going forward. Mucho Honcho is going to be our next gizmo that's going to be unlocked in silver 3. We did a video breaking down this and gave you 2 full games in my last video if you want to check out this gizmo more. It knocks, or should I say pushes, a nearby enemy troop away every few seconds. It picks up so much value versus those big melee heavy compositions, as it keeps knocking them back and protects your back line. Next up, we are going to have the gold 3 gizmo. So these are going to be unlocked once you achieve gold number 3, or should I say gold 3. Pocket artillery is going to be the first one up here. Fires a rocket towards the enemy with the highest HP, damaging enemies inside a wide area of effect. This does a massive amount of damage onto the field and picks up a ton of value. It does explode when it goes off, but it can completely change the tides of the war if you are playing versus, let's just say, a heavy barbarian melee comp, or let's just say a monk composition. Sauna is going to be our next gizmo up. It is going to be also unlocked in gold 3. The first KO'd ally returns to battle after 5 seconds with superpower. 15 HP, 2 stars required. So if you have a hero, or if you have a big tanky boy, or something that's going to be a huge carry, and you are able to have it eliminated early and then come back with superpowers, it will do a massive amount and potentially win you the match. So pretty much this is really good if you have a countess that is somehow able to get eliminated early, or a barbarian king, or anything of that nature that's just a huge big unit that when it gets taken out, it will continue to do massive damage. Next up, Saint Mirror. Reflect damage back to each attacker when hit. 16 HP, 2 stars are required. This is an absolute amazing gizmo, especially if they have clash abilities, especially versus the new things that are coming into the game as well. Also, if they have a spear goblin, and let's just say you put your Saint Mirror down, and the spear goblin hits the Saint Mirror, let's just say in round number 2 or round number 3, the moment you put it, it's going to do a lot of damage right back into that. It also does a lot of damage to monks. If a monk is going to hit it and do 100 damage to it, the monk is also going to take 100 damage. So it is going to deal a lot of damage back to the opposition. Next up, we are going to have our Diamond 3 Gizmos. There's 4 more Gizmos left here. Pancaker. Throw a delicious pancake to the furthest ally, granting healing and power when ready. So this gives a little bit of attack and a little bit of healing, pretty much like the healing tile, and it gives you like +1 attack during the duration. It has 18 HP, and it's also 2 stars required to put down the Pancaker. So this is actually really interesting and really cool, especially if you have backline minis, especially if you have like a Countess that's going to hit, jump to the back line, then get healed by the Pancaker. While it does extra damage and it gets healing, it's actually a massive gizmo, especially if done correctly. Next up, we are going to have Training Camp. Nearby minis receive +1 attack and boast +1 attack in this round. Lose the buff when the Training Camp is destroyed with 15 HP. This is actually an insane gizmo, especially if you are able to pull it off. It does a ton of damage. If you have, let's just say, a Countess, it's kind of like the old Barbarian King, Barbarian 3rd star, as it picks up damage early, but it lasts as long as the Training Camp is alive. So this is going to be boosting your minis very, very heavily. That's kind of what the Training Camp is for. Next up, we have King Tower, a ton of HP at 28 HP, but it's going to cost you 4 stars in order to place it. What does that also mean? That means you're going to need to have 4 stars onto the field in order to play a King Tower, which means the King Tower might be the strongest gizmo in the game, but it's going to take you a lot longer to achieve this gizmo. Prioritize a target gizmo within its attack range and deals additional damage to gizmos. Attack range is 4 currently. So right now, it doesn't really have damage associated to it. They're still playing around with the number, but the damage that this is going to potentially be able to do versus other gizmos, and it's going to be able to be played in the front lines. It's going to be a huge tanky building, and it's going to clear out their gizmos, which is actually crazy, especially if they're going to be playing gizmos such as Training Camp, such as Pancaker, and such as other gizmos as well. And not only that, this gizmo is more than likely going to be played in round 3 and beyond, so you're going to be able to see where their gizmo is to be able to counter it with the King Tower. There's going to be a lot of delayed gizmos being played in this, because once they drop down their gizmo, if they're going to go with a round 2 rush, they're going to drop down their gizmo. You can place your gizmo and your troops accordingly in order to counter their gizmo. Wartoot is going to be our last gizmo up here in Diamond 3. It's also unlockable. All allies within the area are unstoppable, immune to all crowd control effects. HP is 22. Crowd control effects are like this MK's jump up and slam. You do not get stunned. You do not get stunned by a wave master. You don't get stunned by the world champion. You don't get stunned by anything, which is absolutely huge. And freeze and everything like that, you are going to be able to counter those minis, which is going to be big if you are playing versus those type of archetypes. But thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope this video is going to help you guys understand gizmos a little more, and you guys are excited about the gizmos that are coming to Clash Mini. Let me know in the comments below what gizmo you think is going to be overpowered, what gizmo do you think is going to be underpowered, and what you think about the changes to Clash Mini with gizmos are going to be. But thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. I love each and every single one of you, and I will see you guys tomorrow.